Salutations to Parabrahma Paramatma, salutations to the Ishvara, salutations to Sakala Devatagana, salutations to the Guru Tattva, the Guru Parampara, our own Swaguru, our own Acharyas, Rishi and Muni of all times. Salutations to the Shruti Mata, salutations to the Smriti Shastra, salutations to the Purana Granthas, salutations to the Itihasas, also salutations to the Prakaranas, salutations to all the Moksha Margas, salutations to all the Moksha Dhamas, and salutations to each of you, wonderful expressions of the divinity only, playing the play as ordained by Him, and in the way back reaching to Him, playing the role of the Shrota, the Sadhaka, the Bhakta, the Shishya, the Jignasu, the Mumokshu, the Dharma Samstapaka, and the Lokasevaka. To all of you also, salutations, congratulations. Date very interesting, 24/1/24. 24 tattvas there here, and one is Paramatma in between. Today's thought before we study the Upanishad is simple, is that key in the initial days of our spirituality, all our efforts, anxiousness is to gather the information. It will be so, it should be like that. That is how going to so many satsangas, libraries, books, and, and reading them, trying to collect the data. Some lives it will take. Then in the second stage is what? Trying to do the sadhana. And in that, the whole time the focus is on trying to do what is convinced about and taken as commitment as if it is for doing only. Wherein doing, completing becomes the goal or means. बस कर दिया कि नहीं आज का पूजा हो गया. Today's जपमाला I thought of doing 5 भगवान शिव जी के लिए कर दिया हो गया. Then did I come to the class today? Yes. Did I do my study? Yes. All is accounting, academic. Lot of years, maybe lives. Good, and it is required also in the stage of evolution. That stage. कर रहे हैं कि नहीं हम? Isn't it? In doing only. Finishing it, accomplishing it, कर लेना. Second stage. First is in trying to gather the information, knowing stage it is. Many stay even there itself. They go to all satsangas, read lots of books, but they don't start sadhana. The many millions who are in this way, members in so many spiritual organizations, libraries, etc., they make a good readers. They are good readers. Listeners too. Imagine like Puja Gurudev's lectures. 10,000 people attended. In that 8,000, 9,000 will be of this type. They are good listeners. Not only Gurudev, any Mahatma comes, they listen. They buy the books also in the book stall and they read it. Not that they only buy it, padhte. But at the information level, it's a good thing. That is something is better than nothing always. In spirituality, thoda bhi karo, wo swalpam apyasya dharmasya tarayate mahato bhayat. Therefore, we should not belittle or underestimate anyone who does even a little of the thing. First, we are discussing these stages. Then the second stage, as we saw, takes up doing something. It can be anything of these sadhanas, depending on Guru Upadesha or one's own conviction or liking. even maturity, we start doing. And even that in many days, many initial days, the doing just happens so vaguely because किसी ने कहा या अच्छा लगा या करना चाहिए या some compulsion, some sense of fear also, नहीं करे तो कैसा वाला. This goes on. Then the third stage and fourth stage we have to talk today. First and second are normal, obvious to everyone. The third stage is what? Ki, are we doing what we are doing? Pakka, perfectly. Isn't it? In that perfect doing, are we following all the techniques, all the secrets, or all the whatever the processes we have to do? Because like in life, if we don't follow any of the processes in any of the undertaking, that result will not come. You see that satellite rocket launching once, little of the problem is there, whole project of hundreds crores gets wasted. In the same way, doing is good than knowing, but doing scrupulously, doing pakka as per the steps that are indicated. This is the outer thing, is important. Equally true is while doing it, what should be our inner preparation, attitude, understanding while doing so? Awareness. This is the third stage you and I have to reach now. Like if I am doing the class, but I must see that not only doing it but doing well. In that, following the outer process and knowing what should be my inner attitude, intention, vision, clarity. And I must be aware of it. So, to you do, let us say, the japa sadhana or upasana or swadhyaya or stotra adhyanam patanam. It is knowing and it is doing. Once while we are doing it, how is our like japa sadhana की बात कहें तो some people give some compromises etc. Or let us say some conveniences, but authentically seen अच्छी तरह नहा के पूजा मंदिर में बैठ के with the fresh dress and all, taking that japamala, praying to the Ishta Devata and Guru and that japa mantra Devata, knowing the purpose that with this one I have to get the ekagrata, two the Shuddhantakarna, three the samskaras of the divinity, four the divine grace for moksha. For this I am doing japa. And that japa process, that the, every name is completely we are doing ucharana. And in that name, if the namaha also is there, actually we are doing namaskar. Like today's Wednesday, Om Ganganapataye Namaha, Om Ganganapataye Namaha. So the way of chanting, the feeling presence of Ganapati, depending on your wisdom, where you feel his presence in the murti in front or picture in front, or in your own Mooladhara, or in the entire body, or in the whole universe. Whatever your knowledge, understanding, conviction permits. Then the Sankalpa. Is it that Riddhi Siddhi Prapti Sankalpa that you are doing, or the removal of the obstacles? Because Ganapati gives all of them. Or for the Buddhi Prapti, or the ultimate two things which Ganapati does. One, Ganapati pushes us, frees us from the Sharira Tadatma. All our Sharira Tadatma starts at Mooladhara. Ganapati is seated at Mooladhara. Tvam Mooladhara Sthitosi Nityam. Isn't it? So he pushes us from Mooladhara to the Swadhisthana, which is a first success. That we are gone beyond Sharira Tadatma. Sadhana is not over. Even at the Swadhisthana, we are with our own personalized ego, fighting with others, quarrels, etc. Then we go to the Manipura Chakra, where we start becoming the sadhaka knowledgeable. Uska apna process hai. So, this is one Ganapati does. Second is what? गणेशे विभौ किं प्रसन्ने किं न दुर्लभम, किं दुर्लभम. And he is the giver of moksha. Tvameva pratyaksham tattvamasi kartasi dhartasi. Tvam avashrotaram avdhataram avanucharam. Isn't it? So what is that intention? In the same way, Om Namah Shivaya or Om Namah Staraya Namah Shambhave Chanam. Any of the japa mantra. Clear? In that way, if I am doing upasana, am I giving that minimum time, attention? Am I collecting all the dravyas? Do I know the step by step process? Am I following it? These are all outside things. Inside, the attitude that I must develop in my heart the presence of the Lord in that idol, along with devotion leading to total Sharanagati. Thereafter, seeing the same Lord everywhere, Jagatishadi Yukta Sevanam, and serving the whole world. Thoda higher point hai wo, at least at the Upasana Kala. Doing it every day, doing it sincerely, with all the outer preparations and inner attitudes. Consciously, that I am giving this to Bhagavan Krishna or Rama, जो भी भगवान है. Ram Lalla. Now he is called as Balaka Rama. No Ram Lalla anymore. Balaka Rama, नया नाम दिया है उनको. So this Balaka Rama or anyone are we doing it. So to Swadhyaya of the Shastra. This is the third thing we have to be aware of. First is what? Knowing aspect. Second is starting to do mechanically, routine, a quantity, a formality. Third one is where we have to be conscious. Key outer processes, inner attitudes. Fourth and the last is what? Very important is what is the final outcome of this particular sadhana? Am I experiencing it or not? Our attention should be in experiencing it. For the sake of experience only, all this inner and outer sincerity and regular routine doing as well as knowing. I am knowing to do, I am doing it perfectly, I am doing it perfectly after knowing to experience it. Isn't it? Again, the same example. Om Ganganapataye Namaha. The experience is what? That Ganapati is very much there in your awareness. In the form of a universe or in the form of the murti or the picture, whatever you have selected. And actually we are doing namaskar to him. Again in the namaskara, the physical namaskara, or a recognition that he is there behind all our faculties, or knowing that we are not other than him, or knowing that he alone everything. These are the four stages of namaskara. Are we experiencing it? Undoubtedly, clearly. See, as we saw, tataha kshiyate prakashavaranam. Without the avarana on the prakasha, or jnana deepti aviveka khyate hai कहते हैं ना. Are we in that conspicuous way experiencing whichever the sadhana we are doing? The result of it also. Final thing is the tattva chintanam, tattva vicharana. So tattva shravanam, tattva vicharana, doing it sincerely. Then are we really going beyond the me and my upadhis too? The samashti upadhi and beyond that, the nirupadhika pragyana brahma. We are studying this text, so let us borrow the word from it. Pure pragyana to pure pragnapti. In this way, at the four levels, knowing, doing perfectly, and experiencing, we have to aim at and consciously, single pointedly, and it needs calls for total attention. For that, we have to give up everything, and that's never a difficult thing because if we are in love with what we have to achieve and do, no sacrifice becomes greater and difficult. Everything is simpler and easier. And once through being regular in the study of Shastra as we are doing. When we are getting convinced about all these things, without our effort only, है ना, प्रयत्न से all the things अपने आप ही छूट जाते हैं. You know, this is a secret of it. Any example you take, if I am interested in serving my country in its all outer inner developments and cultural spiritual developments internationally, and I focus on that, all my ego, laziness, selfishness, indulgent thoughts, उसको निकालने का जरूरत ही नहीं है, उसका सोचने का फुर्सत ही नहीं है, because I am focusing on the higher goal and achievement. बस करते जाए all the things which pull us in the initial days because of the power of habits, power of asanas. That one need not worry at all. They themselves go away. Need not attend to them. Attend fully, consciously to that which we have to achieve, for that to that which we have to do. लगे रहे हैं, ये अपने आप ही छूट जाता है. That is true maturity. Like, in the Yoga Darshanam, in the 53rd or 4th Sutra, we have seen what was said. This is what is actual, the Indriya Nigraha. Wherein, because of the Vritti Nirodha done, Indriyas have nothing to do in the world. They have become one with the Chitta. Chitta Sarupara Anukara Iva. Swavisaya Samprayoge Indriyanam Chitta Swarupanukara Iva. Pratyahara. Definition of Pratyahara. In that way, you have to learn and grow in the depth of the understanding and maturity of the understanding and adopt those subtler higher sadhanas. Then all the lower things automatically get settled. Like, we feel so good about it. Keep the service of nation as the goal. Truly, from the heart, of course, with tapasya and ichha from many lives. Blessed by so many Mahatmas. Then things will fall in right place. Now you see, the Rama Mandira has come. The whole country has become Ramamaya, which is Bharata Mata. This is true for us. You not worry, things will happen. You just be clear in your goal, try to pursue it. And there is no impurity, biasness, rigidity, ego, selfishness. It is in those temple, it has to come. Now work on Mathura, work on Kashi, work on Tejo Maha Alai, work on Mathura, work most importantly on Kurukshetra, develop Kurukshetra for Bhagavad Gita in such a big way that thousands of things should happen because knowledge is important. No simpler knowledge than Gita, which talks the ultimate truth as well as at every success in the world. So the whole Gita university should start there, in which Gita is taught simultaneously other sciences, and such people should be given special opportunities in jobs, etc. Because with Gita knowledge, they'll be honest and loyal and they are perfect in performance. इतना झुंड झुंड भीड़ उमड़ना है उस गीता यूनिवर्सिटी में, करो. So to every temple in the country should be properly doing all upasanas. Call all panditjis, pujaris, fix salaries for them, sufficient for their families, so that they need not worry for any money. Any money given by devotees only for temple development. Government should not touch even 1 rupee of the endowments. तो ऐसे करते जाओ तो नियत साफ है तो होता रहेगा. So to foreign affairs, let them all they go to China, they will get kicked like the Pakistan, duped and doomed by China, like Sri Lanka, like Bangladesh. Bangladesh नहीं हुआ अभी, अगला जो गवर्नमेंट आएगा तो होएगा, and Nepal. Why should we worry? If somebody comes to us, we help them. If they don't want for any reason, we are not biased. See the purity of the mind. In the same way, in our sadhana, when we are pure, things fall in a right place. That faith we should have. Like, how much anxious we were what to start after the Adhyatma Ramayana. Nothing to worry. Bhagwan Ram ji aaye, Balak Ram, he said, hey, Balak mera Ram wala katha karo. So that yoga was system. Within 2 seconds decision it was. We have already started, saw introduction, chanted first chapter, and saw in Vasishtaji's words the glory, the Mahatmya of this Yoga Vasishta Grantha. So to in all other texts. Remember, each of the individual or groups take up, hold on to some sadhana. You and I are holding on to the sadhana of the Shastra Adhyayana. सब पूजा करते कोई जप करते कोई भगवान का नाम लेते कोई सेवा करते कोई गुरु सेवा करते कोई मंदिर में रहते हर एक का अपना अपना भगवान ने काम दिया इवन यार आई बिलीव गिवन शास्त्र अध्ययन साधन बस यही हमारे लिए श्रुत्वान्येभ्य उपासते ते विचाति तनन्त्येव मृत्युम श्रुति परायण सी जो श्रुति परायण है वो भी मृत्यु को पार करके अमृत पाते हैं इन गीता 13 चैप्टर. So first level is knowing. Second is doing, but mechanically, academically, with the attitude of finishing it. We all are at this level. Start finishing one by one text or finishing our morning puja, धनाधन आके क्लास में बैठना अगर कर रहे तो नहीं कर रहे इवन यू आर विथ मी और गुरुज फ्रॉम 20 years एंड स्टिल से कि नो हम कैसे करेंगे क्या करेंगे नहीं शुरू किया तो then the most unfortunate you are. Each of you who come to our classes regularly should have minimum 2 hours package of sadhana every day other than classes. मिनिमम 2 hours उसमें सारा ऐड करो जब पूजा पारायण अध्ययनम ध्यानम संकल्प कंटेम्पलेशन है सारा 2 hours मिनिमम काम है मैक्सिमम so mechanically doing. Third one is doing it perfectly in inner attitudes, attentions, outer processes following. And you can see that in the Rama Mandira Nirmiti. Outer perfection, outer beauty, so well planned. It is miraculous. It is unimaginable to see both the constructed temple and the decoration, the arrangements, everything. Even yesterday, that Bhagavad was already known. That's why well planned. Therefore, some 2-3 injuries happened, but everything is safe. Outer and inner attitude. I was in tears yesterday seeing these lakhs of people thronging there to see Bhagwan Rama Lalla or Balak Rama. Arey baap re, what a simplicity, what a devotion in them. I felt real Bharat Mata. Last 2-3 days I am feeling every day. Means from how many janmas these jivas are suppressed by the outer situations that they are not able to have the darshan of the Priya Deva, Ishta Deva, Lord Rama. देखो Rama is such a one na Adarsha Purusha, lived life of Dharma. So his remembrance disciplines us. Nobody is like that. Krishna, he gives entertainment, maja aata hai kanaya. So he doesn't teach sadhana at all. When you remember Krishna, sadhana nahi matlab just by looking at him. It's only celebration, enjoyment. But by the moment you say Rama, immediately the maryada आ जाता है, धर्म आ जाता है, डिग्निटी आ जाता है, sacrifice आता है, hard work, love. And people are so much. ये लाखों को देखकर कितने दिन से suppressed. And I know I have been twice I went when like जेल में से जाने का. Our one God is born in jail, Krishna, other is put in jail, the Rama. ऐसा होता था to go to our own Rama, so much of checking, ये वो हजारों वहाँ तैनात पुलिस लोग. 88 or sometime I went, even before that बाद में भी एक बार. जेल में भगवान हमको भी वो कटघरी से भेजते थे with all fears. अरे Vichitra it was. All that gone. I am seeing, the Sailam of self confidence in all Hindus first time, which is very essential. Now, with this, they have to come out of the slumber, stupor of body, mind, intellect, study Shastra, know the goal, trying to reach the goal, establish outer Dharma. Anybody comes on the way, बस सबको ठिकाने पे लगा दे. Everybody should become Bhagwan Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrugna with all the arms and etc. कोई आंख भी उठा के देखे फाड़ देना बस आंख को हाथ को. ऐसा होना चाहिए हिंदूस. We don't take initiative to harm anyone. हमने किसी का प्रार्थना मंदिर तोड़कर हमारा नहीं मांग रहे. We are so humble. हमारा नहीं कह रहे. We want our own. Because our astha it is. And that Rakshasa deliberately destroyed with arrogance कि देखूंगा मैं तुम लोग क्या करोगे, तुम्हारे शिव राम कृष्ण के मंदिर में तोड़ दूंगा. We were helpless that time. Not all the time. Now we are strong. Where for the bad, when those Rakshasas are so strong and dishonesty and all corruption. For the good and honesty, how can't we be strong? राक्षस लोग दुष्टता के लिए प्राण बलिदान करते हैं, तो हम अच्छाई के लिए तैयार होना चाहिए. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द इनर एटीट्यूड एंड आउटर परफेक्शंस in doing the sadhana. More important than all the three is experience aspect. Are we experiencing or not? Finally, our attention should always be on anubhuti. Miss nahi karna ho, because that's the goal. We are not doing for doing sake. We are doing for the achievement sake. Every time we have to estimate. Like we do in the business. We don't do business for business sake. Every day we see stock market कितना ऊपर नीचे जा रहा है, या मेरा जो outcome कितना है total net profit. Everything in the world. You just cook the food, not a cooking sake. You see पक रहा है कि नहीं, बन रहा है कि नहीं. फल की दृष्टि से सब करते हैं कि नहीं. Everything we do in the world. And in spirituality also. Am I getting the expected experience? Anubhuti pradhanata. Before that, the perfect doing pradhanata. Before that, doing pradhanata. Before that, knowing. Knowing is first one. Now, mind you, knowing, doing, perfect, doing experience. In all those four, we are empowered only by one thing called as regular study of Shastras. Therefore, come what may, you and I will never compromise with this. I am reminding it every day in one or the other class because I want to remind myself also. And those who are regular, sincere, but still there is a chance to get victimized by the outer Maya or inner mind. You can see that frequently or not frequently, once in a while, ऐसे कोई ना कोई बाहर अंदर का अटैक आ जाता. अंदर का नहीं आया तब बाहर का आता. I wait only for this more, this time, for me and you, wherein किसी की शादी, किसी ने बुलाया आपको, आप उसको कह रहे हो तो मुहूर्त दोपहर में लगा जो मेरे स्वामी जी का क्लास नहीं है. You understand? दोपहर का मुहूर्त लगाओ बस. Ordering. Well, I have to attend Swami's class morning, evening. I will be delighted that day. ना डायरेक्ट को बोल रहा हूँ यार सुबह शाम शादी करना, बार बार करना, ताकि मैं क्लास छोड़ के शादी में आ सकता हूँ. फिर क्या करें, एक दिन किसी की शादी नहीं है, अब खुद कर लो. मैं तो कहता हूँ आप स्वयं का भी शादी हो, फिर भी क्लास के बाद. Isn't it? So let us do all this for. ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः. ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्य कृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः एरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याता सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ विदिताखिलशास्त्रसुधाचरदे महितोपनिषत्कथितार्थनिधे हृदये कलये विमलं चलर्णं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं। ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं दत्तमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि। परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। श्री ऐतरेय उपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यमोदस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव प्राप्ति सनातनधर्मवैदिक हैन्दव संस्कृतेः विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति एकता शांति पुरोवृद्धि अस्मिन् धर्म संस्थापने निष्ठिते अस्माकं सह सर्वेषां बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुविघ्न निर्मूलन बाह्याभ्यन्तर शक्त्यादि प्राप्ति द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्य दिग्विजयार्थम अनेकानेक शास्त्राणां पारायण अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री ऋग्वेदान्तर्गत ऐतरेय उपनिषदः पारायणम् अध्ययनम् आद्यशङ्करभाष्य समेत साधना प्रयत्नं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ॐ मनस्तावतमः शान्त्यै यस्य पादनखच्छटा शरदिन्दुनिभा भाति तं वन्दे नीलचिन्मणिम्। ॐ अथ श्री ऋग्वेदान्तर्गत ऐतरेयोपनिषद शांति मंत्रः। ओं वांग मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्म एधि वेदस्य माणेस्तः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः अनेनादीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवदो तद्वक्तारमवत्तोतु मामवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम्। ओम शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। पारायणम् अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः तृतीयः खण्डः। Chant from the 11th mantra, 10th one. Tadapanena jighrukshat tadavayat sa esha annasya grahah yadvayuh annayirva esha yadvayuh sa ikshada katam nu idam adrute syadite sa ikshada katarena prapadya ide sa ikshada यदि वाचा अभिव्याहृतं यदि प्राणेन अभिप्राणितं यदि चक्षुषा दृष्टं यदि श्रोत्रेण श्रुतं यदि त्वचा स्पृष्टं यदि मनसा ध्यातं यदि अपानेनाभ्यपानितं यदि शिष्णेन विसृष्टं अत कोऽहमिति स एतमेव सीमानं विधार्य एतया द्वारा प्रापद्यत सा एषा विद्युतिर्नामद्वाः तदेतन्नान्दनः नान्दनं तस्य त्रय आवसथाः त्रयः स्वप्नाः अयमावसथोऽयमावसथोऽयमावसथ इति स जातो भूतानि अभिव्यख्यतु किमिहान्यं वावदिशदिति स एतमेव पुरुषं ब्रह्म ततमम पश्यत् इदमदर्शमिति तस्मादिदन्द्रो नाम इदन्द्रो ह वै नाम तम् इन्द्रम् इदन्द्रं सन्तम् इन्द्र इति आचक्षते परोक्षेण परोक्षप्रिया इव हि देवाः परोक्षप्रिया इव हि देवाः. Friends, we have seen completely the third adhyaya, second mantra. Final thought was it this one ki iti eva madhyaha antakarana vruttayah. All these antakarana vrittis, sangnyanam vijnanam prajnanam ajnanam etc. prajnapti matrasya upalabdhuh उपलब्ध्यर्थत्वात् शुद्ध प्रज्ञान रूपस्य ब्रह्मणः उपाधिभूताः तदुपाधिजनित गुणनामधेयानि भवन्ति संज्ञानादीनि. The mantra is prajnanasya namadeyani bhavanti. Aikini? Ya iti sarvani etani prajnanasya namadeyani bhavanti. So these are all antakarana vrittis. For whom they are all? They are for the Prajnana Brahma only, no? Therefore, as if they are all the Namadeya of the Prajnana only. So, Prajnanasya Namadeyani bhavanti. But our goal is not this Namayukta Prajnana. Our goal is Shuddha Prajnana. Underline this point without missing. But otherwise, these things cannot be without the prajna behind it. So, sarvani etani prajnanasya namadheyani bhavanti. And yesterday, day before, 2 days we saw this thought. This thought, na swataha sakshatu. Neither pure prajnana, swataha sakshat, has any of the nama, nor any of these antakarana vrittis. Without prajnana can exist swataha sakshat. Having said this, keeping the goal of pure prajnakti matra prajnanam brahma, the variety of the vritti रूपा नामदेय वाला प्रज्ञान को भी हमें पार करना है. Feel this thought. Consciousness becoming variety of modificational vrittis, vritti modification, and having experiences of the world. Our goal is what? Pure consciousness. Not even taken the shape of the vritti, further the shape of the chitta, further the shape of the chitta vrittis. No. We want pure consciousness. That is called prajnana. That is Brahma. So by this, all that is what is done. Everything is depending on this prajnapti Brahma, it is said. Yet, your prajnapti Brahma identity is a cause of moksha, we are taught. Thus, other than prajnapti Brahma, everything is worthy of rejecting by saying neti neti. We are doing this in our Rughu Gita class every day. कल का कुछ वेराइटी था 27th सर्ग और चैप्टर. Okay, prananneva prano nama bhavati ityadi. So what should be our meditation and thinking? Like that of this adhunadhana, vairagins, jignasus and mumukshus. The objects of world depend on senses. The senses depend on the chitta vrittis. Chitta and vrittis both depend on the pure consciousness. Having said so, by rejecting the outer, the deep inner, pure prajnapti, we have to reach out to in the experience, and that's done only on the seat of meditation. For that, the clarity of understanding. So, in the layman's language, सब कुछ भगवान ही है, लेकिन वो भगवान जो और कुछ नहीं है, सिर्फ भगवान है, we have to experience it. Otherwise, everything is God. But what is the use of that everything God till when we are bound? है कि नहीं? This is what we have to do. So this is called as Tvam Padashu Rupena, proving within us pure Prajnana, Prajnapti Brahma is there, and that's what we have to identify. And the same Prajnapti Brahman alone, through the Prajnana Brahma called as the Ishvara or Viranyagarbha or Virat, is expressing the totality also. So from the total standpoint, called as Tat Pada in the Tattvamasi Makya, the Shodhanam is done and we are proved same Prajnana who is there inside alone is there as common denominator substratum behind anything you see in the world other than you. That's what in Gita, Idam Shariram Kshetram. Idam Shariram Kaunteya Kshetram Ityavadiyate. Etad Yahavetti Tamprahu Kshetrajnam. First stage. Second stage, Kshetrajnam Chapimam Vidhi Sarva Kshetreshu. I am the one common Kshetrajna in all the Kshetras. So, Idam Shariram Kaunteya Kshetramita Vidiyate Etadyo Veti Tambrahu Kshetrajna. This is Tvam Pada Shodhana. You are that real Kshetrajna. You have nothing to do with kshetra. Drashtu drushya sanyoga viyog. Then sarva kshetreshu kshetrajna is called tatpadashu. That's why every Upanishad, if you consciously observe, within our individuality, the pure self, it makes us realize. Then behind the totality also, the same Brahman is realized, and that Brahman and this self is one. That's why Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana, Brahmatmaika Jnana. So to Atma Modha, Brahma Modha, Brahma Atma Eka Modha. Repeatedly, when you listen, it starts sinking in us. It becomes understandable and meaningful to us. Slowly we are entering to that stage because the effort of few years. और भी लगाना पड़े बात समझ में आने लगती है. Like child is a childish only. He needs to come up to the age of 10, 11, 12 to become responsible for his studies, to do any homework at home. उसके बाद बच्चे की तरह खेलता रहता है. Same house is there. We are also in the Upanishadic study only, but बच्चों की तरह खेलेंगे कुछ साथ. Then we start becoming sayana, wherein we start understanding in this way. Tam Padarupena, the Brahma Pratishta. Tat Padarupena. Now in this shloka 3, Tat Padarupena means beyond the samashti also, same Pragnapti Brahman is there. So what do we have to understand as a nutshell is, yet within one individual, as Indriyas and the Vrittis and the Antakarana, all of them are names given to pure Pragnapti Brahma. So to the whole world, all are nothing but names given to the Pragnapti Brahma. We want the pure Pragnapti Brahma in our experience, not which is named, that not which is formed, not which is getting modified. And a named formed is either in the form of vrittis or in the form of outer objects. If they are vrittis, known to the mind. If they are the outer objects, known to the senses. That Brahman we don't want. Pure. That is why Ekameva Advayam Brahma or Adreshyam Agrahyam Agotram. You understand how in and through all those words employed to indicate the truth, everything is rejected, neti neti, pure immaculate Brahman. Nearest definition is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. In today's Yoga Vasishtam, first two mantras we'll see that only. यत सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशौम्यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः. Let us chant the mantra. Esha Brahma. I am chanting the third mantra. Esha Brahma. Esha Indraha. Esha Prajapati. Ete sarve devaha. Imani cha pancha mahabhutani. Prithvi vayu akasha apaha. Jyotimshi iti etani. Imani cha ksudra mishrani. Iva bijani itarani cha. Itarani cha andajani cha. Jarujani cha svedajani cha. उद्भिजानि च अश्वाः गावः पुरुषाः हस्तिनः यत्किञ्च इदं प्राणिजङ्गमं च पतत्रि च यच्च स्थावरं सर्वं तत् प्रज्ञानेत्रं प्रज्ञाने प्रतिष्ठितं प्रज्ञानेत्रः लोकः प्रज्ञाप्रतिष्ठा प्रज्ञानं ब्रह्म इज अ महावाक्य. प्रज्ञानं ब्रह्म प्रज्ञानं ब्रह्म. नो दिस मंत्र का भाष्य भी लंबा चौड़ा है और विषय भी बहुत बड़ा है. तो वी नीड 4-5 days टू स्टडी स्टेडीली, थोड़ा थोड़ा करेंगे. सो द लिटरल मीनिंग ऑफ दिस इज व्हाट, दो इवन इफ आई से यू मे नॉट कैच इट कंप्लीटली, only through Bhashya Dhenam we get more clarity, but as tradition we are doing the literal meaning. So Eshaha Brahma, he is called as Brahma. Who? The same Pragnapti Brahma, but conditionally expressed, which is not ultimate Brahman, which is not our goal. Eshaha Indraha, he is Indra. Eshaha Prajapati, he alone is Prajapati. Okay, the Brahma is the Brahma Deva. Indra is the Indra. Prajapati is the Virat Purusha or Hiranyagarbha, you can say. All these meanings will be given to us by Bhashyakara. We will see them. So, ete sarve devaha. All the devatas are he alone. And is it difficult for us to understand those who have already seen in first and second chapters of this very Upanishad? How? Before creation, only one Brahman was there, and he only did Sankalpa, and from him only he has manifested everything. Already, luckily, we studied that. If you remember it, accepting all this will not be difficult. तो वहां से ये सब आए, इसलिए ये सब वही है, और हमको वो चाहिए जिनसे ये आया, ये नहीं चाहिए, और इस रूप का वो नहीं चाहिए. We don't want the Lord in the form of all these things which are conditional, perishable, changeable. Though great. Brahma, Prajapati, Indra, Devata, comparatively great, but not ultimate. Ultimate is Prajnanam Brahma only. That is what our goal. Keep in mind. Okay. Next, Ivanicha Pancha Mahabhutani. Not only the Brahma, Indra, Prajapati, Devatas, but even these Pancha Mahabhutani. Which are they? Prithvi, Vayu, Akasha, Apaha, Jyotim, Shiti. Why these five Mahabhutas which go in the making of the entire gross world are nothing but the expressed conditional expression of the goal, the Prajnanam Brahma. Next one, Imani cha Kshudra Mishrani Iva. Kshudra Mishrani means which are of the lower cadre of beings. Which are they? They will be listed while doing the Bhashyam. Then Itarani cha Kshudra Mishrani Iva Bijani Idarani. The all other Bijas from where the whole world comes, he alone. Then Itarani cha Andajani cha, which are born from the eggs. Jarujani cha, born out of placenta. Svedajani cha, born out of the moisture. Udvijani cha, born out of the earth. Ashvaha, जो पहले ही बात देख चुके हैं. अश्वमाने गामानयत ताब्रुवन नवै नोयमलमिति. Then Ashwamanayat ta abruvan navai noyamalamiti Purushamanayat te abruvan sukrutam pata iti. Do you remember? That Ashwaha, those Gavaha. Ashwaha, horses. Gavaha, cows. Purushaha, human beings. Hastinaha, the elephants. Yatkincha idam prani jangamamcha. All these mobile living beings. Patatricha, the flying birds, etc. Yacha Stavaram, the stationary beings like the trees, even the non-living mountains, etc. Stavaram में दोनों आ जाते हैं. Sarvam, all of that is. Now from here, these four words have to be deeply studied, not now while doing the Bhashya. What are they? Sarvam tatu prajna netram. मतलब प्रज्ञा नामक नेत्र के द्वारा देखे जा रही है सब. अगर वो नहीं है तो इन सब का एग्जिस्टेंस नहीं. इंपॉर्टेंट थॉट, दैट्स व्हाई आई शेयर्ड इट इन हिंदी में. प्रज्ञा नेत्र का अर्थ क्या हुआ? दे आर ऑल एग्जिस्टिंग बिकॉज ऑफ द नेत्र ऑफ द प्रज्ञा. इजंट इट? नेत्र आई ऊंचाई ऊंचाई of the pure Parabrahman. So Pragyapti itself is Prajna. That is the Netra, which is visualizing all of them. In short words, because of the presence of consciousness only, all of them are there. Isn't it? Is it not fact? Whether we see all of them or whether they exist themselves, both is because of Prajna. That is why in the next one it is called as Prajnane Pratishtitam. They are all established in Prajna. Third one is interesting. Prajnanetraha loka. All of us have the netra because of Prajna. Netra means ability to see. That is why we are saying Prajna is the Pratishtha. The final Pratishtha of everything finally is prajna only. And that prajna is Brahma. Tat prajnanam Brahma, with which we have to identify for our moksha. This is what the conclusion these rishis have come to after long deliberations, contemplations, thinkings, etc. So we have seen the meaning of this shloka without seeing the Bhashya. Now with the Bhashyam, we will start studying Thoda Thoda. So, first line we will explain today. That should be enough. 3 or 4 times we say the same thing to ensure we have heard, we grasped, we tried to understand and accept. See the Bhashya after the third mantra, please, all of you. Saha Eshaha, Saha Eshaha, that this Prajnana Rupaha Atma, the self who is of the nature of Prajnana, Brahma Aparam. See, that is the important word. Brahma Aparam. Because he is there functioning as Prajnana Rupa, functioning through all of them. Remember, one Prajnana is there behind all this multiplicity. That oneness is brought into our notice. But still, this one prajna is conditioned only because it is still in the functioning mode of looking at or using all the upadhis. That is why he is called Aparabrahma. In the Parabrahma, only Pragnapti pure is there. That's the last word. Prajnanam Brahma. तो ये सारा जिसकी बात हो रही है जहां like they are pure electricity behind one bulb, electricity behind all electrical equipments, electricity behind one electrical bulb is like that of in each individual the prajnana. Then the pure electricity is Brahma Tattva. In between these two, there is one common electricity which is at the functional level behind all. Stored, total functional, individual functional. Our goal is the stored means the pure Brahman, not the total functional or individual. The total functional is this which is talked here, Abra Brahma. He is Prajnan only, one Prajnan only, but functioning through the Upadhis. In the case of our goal, even not functioning through Upadhi, pure Brahman, nothing other than him, is our goal. With that, we have to identify as an Atman. There only moksha. Total conditional Brahman this is. So, Saha Eshaha Prajnana Rupaha Atma Brahma Aparam. जो हमारे एक शरीर में देखा गया प्रज्ञान रूपात्मा, he is in the totality also same, called as Brahma, but he is again studied through the functioning of the total upadhis. Therefore, he is not Parabrahma, he is Brahma Aparam, not the highest one. And he alone, be attentive. The next sentence is important. He alone, Sarva Sharirastaha. One common only is there in all Shariras. He is in the Vedic Bhasha called as Pranaha. And he is the Prajna Atma. Dekho, differentiate between all this. The Shabda Sparsha Prasagandha belong to the world of objects. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, taste, all these things are indriyas which are perceiving them. These indriyas, when they perceive them, who is perceiving even through indriyas? Is it not the chitta? How the indriyas and chitta is perceiving it? by the formation of the vrittis in the chitta. Come up to this point. Now the vrittis are there in the chitta. How they are being aware? Because without awareness, there is no point in their existence. There is no meaning to them. Is it not being aware by one common consciousness? That is called here as Prajna Atma, not Prajnanam Brahma, the final one. In one individual. In the same way, a new thing is not new one, but another, once more this fact is told to us that this Prajna Atma, who is behind one set of my upadhis, chitta, vrittis, indriyas, perceptions, is behind the total also. He is called Brahma Aparam. He is called as Prana. So from the individual to the total, our drushti is lifted, shifted. But he is not Param Brahma. He is Apara Brahma only. Like Prajnatma was the Atma functioning through each of the Upadhis. So too, Aparam Brahma, who is also called as Prana here, he is working for the total. But still, you have to understand that the condition is there. Our goal is not conditional. तो सह एषः प्रज्ञानरूपः आत्मा प्रज्ञात्मा is alone Brahma Aparam and Sarva Sharirastha. This is the word. So there is a one pure consciousness in which there is nothing other than it. That is the status of water. Then there is again consciousness expressing the totality. That is called as the ocean. So third is same consciousness expressing at the individual level. Let's call it as the rivers or the lakes, etc. So the individual or total waveless state is called pure water. The total is the ocean level. Individual is, let us say, river or lake or pond. And within that, so many waves and ripples, bubbles, they are the outer perceptions. So, perceived objects of the world, indriyas, the vrittis, the chitta, the consciousness knowing all of them at individual, consciousness knowing all of them at the total level, pure consciousness in which there is nothing for it to illuminate. That alone, that alone, that alone. That is called as Prajnanam Brahma, the Mahavakya, in the last word of this sloka. That's our goal, not these three things. So, only two steps. Vyashti to Samashti, conditional to unconditional. Brahma. Vyashti Brahma to Samashti Brahma. Vyashti Brahma is called Prajnanatma. Samashti Brahma is called as here the Pranaha, Aparam Brahma, but conditional. And the unconditional is pure Prajnanam Brahma. Keep these things in mind and repeatedly contemplate and be clear that this is the goal we have to reach out to. Though it takes a lot of time and so much of initial things we have to. Just imagine what a Bhavya Rama Mandira in Ayodhya made 2 days back. Imagine what was it before August 5, 2020. Only the broken pieces, the rubbles, the stones, and the grass everywhere, every type of the kachra there. But in the mind, Bhavya Rama Mandira to be made. All of that is cleared. Great Shuddhikarana is done. Bhumi Puja is done. Brick by brick, pillar by pillar, whole thing has come up. But vision. So too, our vision is Prajnanam Brahma. Right now, our heart is full of rubbles and all these, what do you say, the pebbles or the stones of कामक्रोध विकार कहो रजगुण कहो बहिर्मुखता कहो क्षिप्त मूढ़ विक्षिप्त of the अंतःकरण कहो. All of them have to be sorted out. Then the pillar by pillar, floor by floor, we build the sadhana and discover the Balakarama, the Atma Tattva in us. who is Prajnanam Brahma. In that there, no individual, no total, no upadhi at all. See, not difficult to understand. Is not one water is there throughout the universe or throughout the earth. You may give it different names to different oceans, different names to different rivers, different waterfalls. अरे थोड़ा एक दृष्टि से देखो तो एक ही वाटर है पूरा, एक ही अर्थ है, एक ही हवा है, एक ही अग्नि है. Is Agni in India is different from Agni in Damascus? If there is some country by name. भाई अग्नि तत्व एक ही है कि नहीं हर जगह. आकाश वन ओनली, पृथ्वी वन. Try to see that. One only. No, beyond all these individually given examples, one mud, one gold, etc. Beyond all of them is only one Prajnana Brahma, which is realized on the seat of meditation when we transcend our own upadhis. When we are at the upadhi level, for us, what will be seen is the upadhi yukta jagat. That's why when I am gross body identified, whole world is seen as gross body. When I somehow with some lives of sadhana come to prana level, whole world appears to be prana only. Gross body will be there, but not as reality. That is what Annamaya Atma, Pranamaya Atma, Manomaya Atma we studied in Aitareya. When you come to the mind emotional level, you don't see body and prana. Everything is Manomaya. That is an experience. Really one lives. Then once you come to Vijnanamaya level, everything is Vijnana only for you. जो मैं अपने आप को जानता हूँ मानता हूँ, that's how I see the world. And when I discover the pure self in me, hare everywhere that alone. And in that self, the upadhis may play, but in a very corner may as good as if they are not there at all. Just like now, we are at the upadhi level, living so 100% that as if the pure consciousness is as good as if it is not there at all. है कि नहीं. अब आंख बंद कर दो तो कहाँ है चैतन्य आत्मा हमको दिख रहा है. काहे को वी आर एट द मन बुद्धि इंद्रिय देह लेवल. Now, through sadhana and reach that level, everything is consciousness. In whose nook and very corner there is chitta akasha. In that some corner there is bhuta akasha. In that some world earth is there, and that all these funny things. Vision becomes so vast. The entire Brahmanda solar system, all of them become a speck only in comparison with the vast infinite oceanic endless pure प्रज्ञान ब्रह्म consciousness. बहुत बड़ा. आप उसके सामने ब्रह्मांड ब्रह्मांड ही एक अणु के समान है. What to talk about all names and forms and me and the friends, relatives, wife, husband, children, birth, growth, death. ये तो ये हिसाब ही नहीं होता है उसको. This is called moksha. Where they don't know they exist. They're not for the infinite akasha. Whether one earth is there or not, does it make any difference to it? Like आप 10 करोड़पति हो, 10 रुपए चला गया इधर उधर, you don't even bother about it. Know the infinitude of the consciousness. That is we actually. अब देखो that I will give example. When you go to shoe shop and good looking shoe you bought, paid little good lumps of money, came home and wearing, and so much pain, dukkha it was. That finally you have to give it to your younger brother or replace it. Kaiko? Because your leg number is 8 and the shoe number is 7 or 7.5. वन नंबर जूते का कम होने से कितना पेन होता है. सेम वे द ऑल परवेडिंग इनफाइनाइट कॉन्शियस सेल्फ मी, these 5 kosha yukta body, when it is tried to be pulled in it, how much suffocating dukkha it must be. That is what the jiva's dukkha. No, 8 नंबर से कम आप कोई भी जूता पहनो, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7:15, 7:30, पौने 8, 759 or 799 तक भी पहनो, only when you get the 8 number juta that you are relaxed. So too, even becoming Brahmadeva also is come number juta only. You will be suffocated. Only Prajnanam Brahma is the 8 number, we are liberated. Now, if we are lucky enough, like we are lucky to listen this point, if we are lucky enough, we understand it also. If we are lucky enough, we just get convinced. Then the luckiness next is, therefore, that infinite Brahman as me, I have to discover. Whole study of our Upanishad is to come to this conclusion. Then comes the question, now let us restart our sadhana. अब तक लक्ष्य शुद्धि के बिना ही कुछ भी करके we are calling it as sadhana. Now the Lakshya Shuddhi has happened. Shuddhi means clarity. About this is what Lakshya. So keeping at that, then keep on doing sadhanas. Every moment. How can I am living life at the Sharira level, Prana level, Mana level, whether it is individual or total? This is a very sublime way of living. And keep on rejecting it, trying to identify again and again with the pure conscious self through the mantras of the Upanishads. That's what's called Neti Neti, Soham Soham, Vetireka Vetireka, Anvaya Anvaya Sadhana. When this is one for sufficient period of time, we start maturing. In that maturity, the Upadhi Yukta expression, we just laugh at. Now the Nirupadhika Shuddha Brahma, we aim at, we reach near. And it's not theory, practical. We have to make it. That's what we are here for. All our Shastras, Gurus. Especially you and I. Daily six classes bombarded without break from last 5 years. उसका मतलब क्या है? किसी को ये मौका है क्या पूरे यूनिवर्स में? Nobody has got this thing. Only you and I. They are blessed in a different unique manner. उनका अपना uniqueness जो हमको नहीं मिल रहा हो. We are in this way blessed. So we should slowly get into that as the goal. And then the path should be known and we should get into that track. Like the entire country is moving towards Ayodhya for Balaka Rama Darshana. We are individually, you and I should move towards the Parabrahma, Prajnanam Brahma Darshana. To happen, that conviction hone ke liye all this study. Then only the sadhana siddhi. Otherwise, a deela dala hai understanding, like some of our people. कब आते क्यों नहीं आते भगवान जाने वो जाने. मैं अपने तसल्ली के मानता हूँ ये सब ब्रह्मज्ञानी है मुझे आशीर्वाद देने आ रहे भटकते रहते हैं. We should not. Through our regular study of classes, Upanishad, clear understanding about the goal and means and stick to the means, reach goal. While doing this, it appears that we are immature, are missing so many things, and others are involved, so many things they are achieving. All that is nonsense and not. When you really reach near to it, the goal, you will see how highly uplifted and glorious ours is life than the others who are playing. Just like in a school days. Everybody is playing, laughing, giggling, but you are seriously studying. They laugh at you. But that study when brings you to a higher naukri and you start earning lot of money and big position, those who are all laughing respect you. Same is in the Brahma Jnana. Therefore, don't get carried away looking at others. Don't be giving chance to the mind for its distraction. You have to become sadhyanishta, sadhananishta. Then sadhya prapti and nishta in that. No compromise. No anything lower to us. Only this thought when millions are entertained, then the other thoughts of doing anything, gaining anything, wanting anything, which is nonsense, slowly will be replaced. And the ones who do like that, they from samsari become the sadhakas. And through sadhana become siddha. an ordinary person suddenly becomes municipal councillor, respect बदलता है. In councillor suddenly became MLA, respect बदल गया. When it is in portfolio, he is more different. Otherwise, he was ordinary only. Then he becomes MP, and post given MP, main post given Home Ministry, Defense, External Finance, PM बन गया तो PM is Parama Mukti, MP means Mahapurushartha, anything. In the same way, our spiritual goal. लाइक कल हम बता रहे थे शाम के क्लास में, डोंट फील शाय. स्वामी जी हम कहाँ के हैं, इतना बड़ा बड़ा हमसे कहाँ होगा. दिस इज महाभयंकर शत्रु, द माइंड which says these thoughts. Two types of people come to our class. One is this type of low inferiority feeling. कम ऐसे क्या होगा, ये ब्रह्म आत्मा है. Other fellow is what I am doing is greater than your Brahman. That type of arrogance. तुम तो ब्रह्म ब्रह्म पकड़ के ब्रह्म में हो, मैं तो पूरा दुनिया का उद्धार कर रहे. The other arrogant type, both are wrong. The arrogance is wrong because nothing greater than Paramatma Prapti. Feeling of lowness, कृपणता कार्पण्यता कहते हैं ना, वो भी wrong. We told you this 2 days back. Now also 10 minutes back. Lord Guru's Shastra is giving us so much of opportunity to study. They have faith in us. How can't we have the faith? How can we deny them? This gives the inner responsible ego the required food and boost. The ego is the responsible doer of sadhana. Once, like when you become responsible for your study, responsible to take care of your family, wife, husband, children, samsara, responsible to manage your own business, how do you feel different maturity? In the same way, spiritual responsibility आने के बाद अलग ही maturity. We have to gain that. It is greater than taking responsibility of improving the whole world or nation. वो सब भौतिक है ना, बाहर का है ना. Any number of kings will come and make it. पूरा पृथ्वी ही लय में होने जाने वाली है, क्या करोगे तुम उस पे? But the Brahma Prapti is ultimate. Got it? Tomorrow we'll see the further of this third mantra's Bhashya. Om 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 Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasa Purnamaadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Paramarashibhyo Parabrahmane Shruti MAATRE Om Tat Sat Brahmarpणमस्तु. यार थोड़ा टाइम लग गया, 8 बजे हो रहा है ना क्लास.